Um, so we're talking about in terms of health and wellness and vitality and all of that is linked to your new website that you launched. Well, I saw it, I believe it was last year, but I'm not exactly sure when it was launched.
Mm-hmm.
But that is the Vitality Academy. So I just wanted you to kind of talk to us about where that idea germinated and why you decided to do that.
So the Vitality Academy is a partnership between myself.
Wait, before you go ahead. Sorry to interrupt you.
It's okay.
So Nicole, just to let you know, if you can hear me, I'm just going to do all the questions with John, and then coming down to the end, I'll try to leave a few minutes to have a little discussion if the persons who are watching have questions. Okay, so just bear with us, but you're going to get some great content between now and then. So yes, back to you, John.
That's okay. So the Vitality Academy is a partnership between myself and a doctor practice in Chaguanas named Ishtar Center, which means Center of Light. And the Ishtar Center is a holistic medical doctor practice. So they look at the whole person. And when I moved to Trinidad, my wife, my mother-in-law, they were the primary care physician for them. My wife literally hasn't had another doctor group that she's worked with. And so I met them when I moved here 2015 and became friends because they were like, for lack of a better term, groupies, because the doctors there would have these talks every month or two and we would always go and we had regular appointments, etc. And the doctors I kind of became friends with. They're kind of similar age, similar interests, etc. And one of them, Dr. Nilesh, very much like me, is a biohacker. And the biohacker is just a term, because hacker is not always well understood. A biohacker is just a term for doing things to improve your body in some way, shape, or form. So for example, I do probably, now they're all kind of automatically done, but I'd probably do 10 to 15 things to help me sleep better every night. Or I work out in a certain way, so I'm never sore, but I always feel good and able to do something. Or I try to have more mental clarity, have greater concentration, good memory. So for example, like I'll go out and get sun. You may have heard that term. Or I'll earth myself or ground myself or try to connect to the earth. Like all these little things I do are what you would call a biohack, okay? And part of that is the intention of longevity. Part of it's just to feel really, really good in your body and just to be really healthy and vital. So in 2017, Dr. Nilesh and I did, every 6 months or so, we would do a webinar together. And then when COVID hit and the lockdown hit, his father, who's like the patriarch of the Ishtar Center, and there's 4 doctors there in total, the father's like, John, told Nilesh, tell John I want to do a webinar. And then, but his dad wanted to do a whole bunch. And he's like, okay. And Nilesh, occasionally would do one with me. But then he wanted to start doing these regularly because they were having every month or two their like big public talks. There'd be 40 to 60 people there. And we started. And that's what started the Vitality Academy. So the concept was that we would talk about topics that would be doctor related, vitality related. And since I'm interested like in mindset, like the physical exercise or various related topics, I was a perfect corollary. And what happened is during a webinar we have, I'm the person in the background. I handle technicalities. I kind of run it all and they will talk. And then every 5th I will talk. So right now we have on a typical webinar, 500 people. So we have a webinar every 3 to 4 weeks at this point, and there'll be 500 people, probably 350 locally and 150 all the way to Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, Europe, probably 60 from the United States. And every webinar we get 10 to 20 or 30 more people from usually outside of Trinidad. And the topics are varied. They're very, very open. So a lot of the topics are, I would say, on very spiritual and medical, if that makes sense. So some are very practical medical, but we did one, for example, on clearing your energy and protecting your energy. That was one we did. And like we've done several, like one on the concept of immortality. And then we did, so it's several that would fall under one spectrum, and then several just on food. I've done 2 on exercise related stuff. So that's the Vitality Academy, and it's been a lot of fun. And what I love about it too is I have a real love in serving, and it allows me to like give this wonderful amount of information and help so many people with relative ease, because literally they'll be on their computer, you know, I'll be on my computer. We do this, we send the broadcast out, we get a lot of people on, and we help a lot of people. So every single webinar, we get the opportunity to share what we know and help a lot of people all across the world. It's really kind of nice. It's like, I kind of view it as the pebble dropping and the ripples going to the edge of the pond, because I can only do my lives, let's say on my Facebook page or YouTube page, and impact X many people. But with this, they have a big audience. I slowly bring in more people for my audience, and it impacts more and more people. So it's a really wonderful collaboration. It's a lot of fun.
Do you have a favorite interview or webinar that you've done in terms of that set of webinars?
I have two. I'll give you two because they're very closely tied. Last one was literally a New Year's Day one that Dr. Harry did. Again, he's the patriarch, deeply spiritual. It would totally mess with a lot of people's religious beliefs.
This is Ram Narayan, right?
Yes, Ram Narayan. Not in a bad way, but it may ruffle some feathers. And then he did another one on the concept.
What was the name of that one? This one you're talking about that will ruffle people's feathers?
The New Year's message.
Oh, that's the name of it, the New Year's message.
Yeah, because we didn't. Yeah, because when he came up with it, we didn't really have the outline. He knew what he was going to talk about, but that was not translated for us for like advertising. So it's just called the New Year's message with Dr. Harry, and then the other one is called. Well, you'll see the name. It's about. It brings up the concept of what's called dark energy, and dark energy. Don't think of dark as being bad. Think of it as like yin yang.
I watched that one.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
And that one, the whole concept for those who didn't see it, is dark energy is the energy of the void, of the energy of the feminine. So think of it as you take a seed, you put it into the ground, you cover it with dirt, that the energy of that, of it being protected by the earth and shielded allows that beautiful plant to blossom into, let's say, a mango tree or something like that. And it's also the energy, let's say, of a woman bearing a child, and his point is he found so he's kind of he's very much like a scientist, right? So he found a way to measure the level persons have of this dark energy, and he found a direct correlation with like tremendous amounts of vitality, whole bunch of like amazing things with this dark energy. And interestingly enough, very, very, very few people had any of it or much of it at all. Even those who do yoga, qigong, a lot of these traditional spiritual practices that everyone assumes are going to make them amazing in this way. So it was a real revelation, and he was very excited to share it. And he, from that point on, began sharing practices that would actually increase a person's dark energy. Because his point is, he actually thinks all disease can be eliminated. He thinks exceptional longevity. I don't think he said immortality, but exceptional longevity and other things can be restored very easily if a person has a lot of this dark energy. And interestingly enough, and you'll appreciate this, I'll give you two little things. Intermittent fasting for 17 hours and longer, meaning you don't eat for 17 hours, which, guys, for those who are watching, that would be like finishing dinner, let's say at 5, 7, and then at 7 a.m. the next day, you can eat. So that's how much time you need. You'll build dark energy. He says, and then the ultimate is doing like the long ones I'm doing, these block fasts, but those are a great way to do it, but you can do it completely with intermittent fasting for building dark energy. So I found those very profound because I've been with the practice for a while and they have a lot of amazing stuff they do, but that one was that was really incredible.
Which one was really incredible?
Dark energy.
Okay, right. Okay, got it.
Yeah, but the one recently from New Year's was just, it was so deep that, because I'm hosting, right? Like we come off and like I'm trying to like, let's say go to Q&A. I was so like, whoa, that was incredible that I was off. It was, I've never, it was the first time like, whoa, Harry, that was real good. Like it took me a minute, So it was an unusual situation. I'm usually like boom, boom, boom. I was also in the middle of a fast, but yeah. So New Year's was really powerful from like a spiritual perspective, and this one doesn't matter what your spiritual beliefs are, but the dark energy one was just a really cool topic. And yeah, I feel honored to be a part of them explaining, because they recently found it and it was kind of cool.
He said, "Whoa, Harry." That's funny.
Yes.
So I guess for my next question, it probably would be those same answers, which was if somebody was to go on the website, like if you would direct them as to what course or what video to watch first, I guess you'd probably recommend those two to start with.
Yeah, so great question. So with the Vitality Academy, it's vitalityacademy.net for those that want to find it. You could do a membership and you can just do 1 month and you can watch them all. Right now we have probably 23, 22 webinars in there. You probably won't get through them all. Maybe you will. Or you can just buy access and just have like forever access. It's kind of up to you. So you could either invest in one and get it, or you can just do the membership. And if you have a credit card, you can do a 1 month and cancel, or you know, so we have discounts for longer things. But if you want to go buy one, you can do that. But I would actually tell people, don't buy one, watch a whole bunch of them, you know, and either do, because the thing is you're only going to need to watch one maybe 3 or 4 times, maybe, and maybe come back once a year, every couple of years. So yeah, I would actually encourage the membership just because you have access to a plethora.
And how much is the membership?
17 US so it is online, so you have to have a credit card. You can pay an annual. So in TT dollars, it's 120 TT a month, and annual is 1,200 because we gave you 2 months for free for doing the annual amount.
Right.
If you don't have a credit card, you could do a 6-month or annual subscription to that, but we won't do monthly just because I'd have too many people. It'd be an administrative nightmare to do, like, hey, did you send your 120 in? Like, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, so 120 TT if we're to convert it, but it's 17 US is what they actually would bill, but it'll be roughly 120 on the conversion.